Hello, I am going to show you quickly how to assemble the box that comes with the cash envelope box system. And I already went ahead and cut out all the pieces just to kind of save time. So here are all your pieces, and I've scored all the lines, and I'm just going to go ahead and score this one for you, just in case you've never done such a thing before, you know what I mean. So I've got lines where all the folds are going to be. So you take a ruler and then take a bone folder and just press really firmly and make a nice indentation, because then when you go to fold it, it will be a much, first of all, easier to fold because this is on very heavy cardstock. So it'll be easier, and then it'll also just have a cleaner look to it. So this is what I mean when I say to score the lines. So alrighty, whoops. So we're going to start to make the base first, and this is actually going to be the inside of the box. So we want to turn it this way, fold it this way, so that in the inside of the box you'll have a pretty look, because it's a kind of a finished look. It looks like old paper. So I'm going to fold where I did the score, and I want a nice, clean, crisp line. So I'm going to use the bone folder to press down again on that, make that nice and tight. All right, and then here are the sides, and they're gonna be also on the inside. So you want the pretty part on the inside. So do that real quick. Okay. Same on this one. Let's see if I can do this quickly. Don't want to do it too quickly because I don't want to be messy. So get all those folds nice and tight. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is these tabs. Adjust my light here a little bit. I'm not sure if this is too bright. These tabs will be sitting on the inside, like so. We're going to just glue them to the inside of this base. So, in this part, need to be a little bit patient. I'm not sure I'm patient enough to do this. I may have to pause the video and then come back. But we do want everything to be glued nice and secure, and the glue to be dry before you move on to the next steps, or else things will shift, and then you kind of end up with wonky edges and kind of some sloppiness that you probably will not want in the long run. So kind of set it in there like this, and then kind of work the edges, make sure that it comes all the way to the edges, that they're nice and flush. And you gotta just kind of keep working with it a little bit until you get it to where you feel it's nice and flush. Oh goodness, I got a little, whoops. See, I'm trying to hurry. I got a little bit off track there. I was a little bit more off than I thought. Okay, so I definitely want it to be flush and precise, because if you end up having this come out more, then the outer design isn't really going to fit very well. So anyway, this glue, it works really great. It's it gives you time to move things around, as you saw, but man, my lighting is bad. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that label, but it's the art glitter. So it gives you time to move things around, but then it actually dries pretty quick. I feel good enough about this to move on to the next section here. So we'll see if I'm right. But it dries really pretty well, and it doesn't warp the paper as much as some of the other glues that I've used. So I'm kind of in love with this glue. And you don't need a lot, especially with the cardstock. You do need a nice strong glue with cardstock, because you want it to really have a good hold and a good grip. But even so, you really don't need that much out of this art glitter glue. So I'm gonna set that there. Match up the edges. Okay, and kind of keep working at it while the glue is setting. Okay, I did a better job this time lining up the. So I kind of want to get in there and really, whoops, I'm moving my table. Really get it, make sure the glue is nice and has really good contact with the papers. And if a little bit of glue squishes out, that's okay, just wipe it away. Okay, all right, I feel pretty good about that. So I'm gonna let that sit and dry a little bit more. And then we're going to work on our walls, the outer walls. So again, I scored everything already, so you don't have to watch me do that. But I do need to fold everything now, so I might have to put some elevator music on so that you don't get bored. Maybe speed it up a bit. Okay, now the way this works is the top, make sure that you get the top. January, you want that to be right side up on the box. So this will be the top, right? And I guess it depends. What I'm going to do is glue this flat down on the top, on both of these, and so that it has kind of a finished look when you glue it on there. Or if you want, you could glue it, flap it down on the inside. Either way, I don't know, maybe I'll do that too. I can't decide now. To kind of give it a finished look. Let me see. You know what? I think I am going to do that. You talked me into it. Okay. So, but you could do it either way. I've seen things done before as well, when you glue this and then glue it onto the base. And that looks nice too, but you know what? I think I'm gonna do this. So, okay. And then the same thing will be happening on the bottom. And you just glue it. You know, it'll just be flat. There's nothing to tuck in, obviously. So that means all of this needs a decent amount of glue on it. So I I am going to, and the edges are very important because you don't want things flapping around. So I'm going to get my edges first. And again, I don't need a whole lot, not with this glue. Get my edges, go all the way around. And then fill it in a little bit with over here. And again, this is cardstock. This is 110-pound cardstock. So you do definitely need it to be glued on nice and tight. It's not going to glue as easy as just thin regular paper. It does need a little bit more of a stronger hold. So, all right, lovely. So all you're going to do is kind of set. Let me make sure I've got the top. Okay, there's my January. So I want that to be right side up. So this is my bottom. Just kind of place it. Okay. There we go. Have to multitask a little bit. So there, just kind of get all that tucked in. And then again, make sure that it all is nice and firm. And you know what? I totally forgot to tell you this. Hang on. Let me get the bottom. Okay. Actually, this end right here, I need to leave it unglued. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Let's see if it's going to be, hopefully not too late, because we're going to need to, there's going to be a tab, this tab on the other one, and we need to tuck that in here. So I'm going to try to not let the glue take over and dry it. And then this little guy actually needs to be glued a little more. Being a little stubborn there. Okay. And whatever, works for you. Sometimes the way you hold the object really, whatever gives you a little bit more pressure, and the best way to do some traction. I'm going to leave this open a little bit, and I'm not going to get all this down yet because I need to tuck that in. So let's do that quickly-ish. So in hindsight, I would not put glue on that end, not on the first one, because you want to have that a little bit of a pocket there to put the little tab in. But I think we can still make this work. So, all right. Now I'm really glad that I pre-scored all of this. Still definitely want to make sure all these folds are nice and crisp. Okay. All right, and again, this is January, so that's going to be the top. It's going to go here. So let's slather this puppy down with some glue. Doing it a lot quicker this time because because I'm in a little bit more of a hurry now. But gotta make sure we get enough on there. I'm afraid my sides might be a little bit goopy. We'll see. Okay, we'll call that good. So again, we're gonna do this little number. Kind of lay it on there. Get it all on here. And this is the part that I was a little concerned about. I got a little bit too ahead of myself. But this little guy here needs to be tucked in here. And I believe we've left enough space to be able to do that. Yes. Okay, lovely. So tuck that in, get it all flush. And now let's focus on the other tabs that have glue on them. Get this guy in there. And this guy in there. Okay. All right, so now you're gonna have to kind of just keep working around the edges until the glue is dry. And just make sure everything is where it needs to be while it's still wet enough for you to be able to move it if you need to. But it's actually looking really good. So, okay. I think we are in good shape here. Okay, awesome. Pretty cool. All right, now we're gonna work on the lid. And I went ahead and double-sided, printed on the double side here, just so that when the lid comes off, you know, it's pretty. But you can just leave it. Just having the back side white is fine too, obviously. Whatever you'd like. So I'm going to just make all the folds. The shorter ones are always a little bit easier, it seems. But I do want to make sure it gets nice and crisp. The longer ones take, unless you do a really good job scoring, the longer folds seem to take a little bit extra care. A little extra careful. But this, I think, is the exciting part, making the lid. Because once the lid is on, you will have a very beautiful, complete box to keep your envelopes in. Kind of the crowning touch to your project. So these, the lines on here, the folding lines, are very subtle, intentionally, so that you just don't have just kind of harsh lines showing up when you have a finished product. But I will say that you do have to have some pretty good lighting to be able to see where those lines are when you're scoring. And then when you score, it kind of helps accentuate the lines as well, because kind of like a little sheen to it. I'm not sure if you can see. My lighting is, it's evening here, and my lighting is a little bit questionable. I do have a lamp above me, but You might not be able to see, but there's a little bit of a sheen. Once I've scored it, it kind of helps you see as well. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I just have really bad lighting, and it's just me. But anyway, the lines are there, and it'll probably be much easier for you to see when you're handling your own pieces of paper. So okay. All right. So now the first thing we want to do is glue the little tabby guys right here. So get it nice and spread, not very goopy, but kind of covering that whole tab, because we want this to be nice and strong. Get to the edges. I would do both of these at once. And you need to be a little bit patient here, because you do want to hold this, fold it in like this. You will need to hold it until it's dry, for sure. Because if you try to move on before it's dry, things will shift and you'll just end up with a wonky lid. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a wonky lid. So I'm just going to hold it until it's good and firm. And again, this glue is really quite nice. Gives you enough time to move things around, but then you hold it just for a little bit and it's pretty good. Nice and firm. Yeah, okay, awesome. Now onto these two tabs. Tuck them in, and again, hold it like you mean it. Make sure everything's nice and flush. Definitely don't rush this part, because like I said, I'm speaking from experience. The first time I tried to put this one together, I was rushing it, and it made a bit of a mess. It just wasn't as nice and precise. So just take your time. But yeah, that looks good. So then you're going to be now tucking in these little folds, and I found that it's easier to. You can put the glue, well, you can't see. You can put the glue right here on this flap, or you can put it on the other side of this. I find it's easier to put the glue on the inner strip, so that's what I'm going to do. But you do it wherever it feels most comfortable for you. Just as long as there is glue when you fold this down. And this definitely will be something you'll definitely need to wait until this is dry before you move on. And the long ones, you just kind of have to keep playing with it. Just keep working it, putting pressure on so that the glue is nice and tight against the two pieces. And once again, this glue is surprisingly quick. Let me see. It doesn't say it's fast drying. It's permanent, it's water-based, it's non-toxic, and it dries acid-free. But they should say that it dries quick, because it really does. So that's pretty good. Okay. And then you just do it to all four sides. don't know if you can hear the wind, but it is really windy this evening. Whoa. Glad I am inside working with paper. All right. Okay, one more. Just make sure everything is nice and tight. All right, here we go. Here we have our lid. See, the inside is nice, neat little design. I just used the back side, the same paper that's for the inside of the envelopes. I just use that on the back side of the lid, just to have an extra little touch there. So now, let's see. Will it fit? It better. Took me some time to. Yes, perfect. Took me some time to get the measurements right, to be honest. But there you go. You can see it fits nicely. It's nice and snug, but it's not too snug. So what you can do is take the labels if you would like. If you want to have a box just for your budget envelopes and a separate box for the savings envelopes, and you can just make one box for each. Or also there's a label for budget and savings if you just want to combine them both in one box. So you could either, I mean, it's up to you. You can put it on here, put it on the front, whatever you want to do. Maybe if you've got it stashed, you can put it on the side, so that you have it in a, I don't know, however you might have it in your shelf. So it's up to you. So I've just got a couple of envelopes here. You can see here the difference. This is the budget envelope, and then this is the savings with the goal of how much you want to save. Anyway, just to show you how nicely everything will fit in here. And this will give you a really fun and beautiful way to hopefully encourage you to save up your hard-earned cash and get your budget under control this next new year. And you got to make something pretty again. So have fun with it, and I'll see you later. Bye.